What is up? Welcome back to Popcorn and Beers. We've got your butter on top Superman along with your drunken classic, Kevin Bacon's Holiday. Let's go. Welcome back to your favorite singer's favorite chimpanzee's favorite podcast, Popcorn and Beers, where some use tomatoes and others use thumbs. We use the stuff that gets you drunk.
Or gets you wings.
So, yeah, last week's show, what was going on? I am so sorry, but the internet was in and out of where I was at, and I felt like I left you guys hanging. How'd you guys feel like it went?
Let me tell you a little something about Europe. They don't care about the internet. They just don't care. They just smoke a chocolate cigarette, eat a sausage, and go take a walk.
What's so funny about that is when we're getting we have our house is fiber ready, right? But we're in the internet store to get internet set up, and the guy goes, "Yeah, I can't have guys out there to run line till the 17th, but then we need another week to send the guys that set up that line on the 24th, so you'll have internet in a month." And I was like, wait. They can't just be both. They can't do both things.
No, two separate licensees.
Yep.
Let me tell you something about Europe and the labor unions.
That's fair. That is fair. So we're starting on a very polarizing movie, obviously, that came out this week. Obviously, our butter on top. Obviously, it had I think the trailer had the most views ever on Twitter when the trailer dropped.
Because of
this
a
movie trailer.
Remember that image?
So we got that, and then we got the movie. Did the movie live up to the trailer? So let's start with Josh, because Josh has already started to unveil his thoughts. They have unfurled through his throat hole about what was going on. So Josh, let's start with you.
All right, throat hole. Let me just make it clear. The rare occasion I actually get to go to the movies, I don't have to go first every time. I just wanted to say that. We don't have to make that the rule. But I'm going first this time. We watched Superman, Brave New World, or it's just Superman? Anyway.
Just Superman. Just Superman. It's just Christopher Reeve's costume Superman.
With bicycle pads.
Yes.
Yo, not a bad suit. I'm not hating on the suit. I liked how corny and old school, and it hit the tone. And tone is the name of the game in this. The movie hit the tone that I think it was going for, and the tone we haven't really seen in a while in theaters. So much so that it's kind of a remake of a tone. Am I getting too philosophical here? I don't know. I enjoyed the movie.
Is it a remake of today's politicized environment, Josh?
Yeah.
Oh, it's too political. Heads up, everything is political. Yeah. That coffee you drank this morning, that's political. Everything's political, so let's all shut up. But overall, the movie was, I would say, enjoyable. It was not the best DC movie, but it was close because we got Batman, right? But it was easily the best Superman movie, easily, by and far. It was the best hope, Superman hope. That's like the theme of Superman. The best hope DC has for a fresh start. And it's a good step in the right direction. James Gunn put his Guardians of the Galaxy stamp all over it, but I think that's a good thing. Let me tell you something about James Gunn and what he's done for me. He brought me a CG talking raccoon with a gun to mainstream media.
Yeah.
And now he's bringing...
Played by an Oscar award-winning actor.
Yeah, who was in this movie as well. But, dude, he's done things with these superhero films that again and again and again, I say, I never would have thought this would be possible. Yeah, Superman with Krypto, the super dog. We got the super robots. We got Guy Gardner, the Green Lantern. Never in a million years would I think he would make the screen. Ever. He's literally the superhero no one likes. In universe or in real life.
League Ultimate. There's also a character from Justice League Ultimate that got thrown in there. It's kind of a cameo, but we'll see if he has more wheels in the future.
Which one is this?
He joins the
Mr.
Justice
Terrific?
Force. No.
Element Man?
I'll talk about it in a minute.
Okay. Yeah, but so there's that. There's a lot of groundbreaking stuff, new frontiers, right? I love the intro. I love how there's no big origin story because we're over that, right? Like we know
Hmm.
where Superman came from. We all kind of watch Smallville at least a little bit. I watched it very little, but we get it, right? We know where Superman came from. Move on, but we still made it about his origin in a good way. We pulled the good parts, we laced it in properly. I love how the intro was just like get to work right away. The
Hmm.
action scenes were great. The CG was fun. There was a kaiju. There was a big giant green baseball bat. I loved all Mr. Terrific's powers and his Yondu scene. You know, Yondu has the little whistle and then the
Paid
arrow.
homage. Paid homage to
Mr.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, yeah, and also paid every actor who was in it besides Gamora to be in this movie. Um, uh, yeah, overall, I think it was great. I think one of the big points is Lex Luthor. What's his name? Nicholas
Nicholas
Holt.
Holt.
This whole
He was a great villain. He's a great example of the bad guy, super smart genius villain not being a moron because they
Hmm.
always make him do something stupid. And he did some stupid things, but it was like for the character, it worked. I loved when he was just calling out gameplays. You know, I don't want to spoil anything. That was awesome. Like chess moves. Like
His
that
temper
was
tantrum was good too.
the temper like his face was great. He's such a good villain. Nicholas Holt,
Yeah.
great. And the irony of someone who failed at his Superman audition becoming Lex Luthor, that's awesome in real life, you know. I love how they inserted a love story, but they didn't make it part of the like a big part of the movie. It was part of the movie, but it worked, right? It worked alongside the plot. They made Lois Lane not some damsel. There's so many things they did right. I'd give this movie a popcorn and 2 overall. That's a
Popcorn
tough
and
one.
two. Popcorn and two from Josh.
It's
This
barely
is one of
slipping to
those.
2.
This is one of those movies where I hate being on Zoom with you guys because I'd like to read facial expressions and actually go back and forth and have just the mic right in the middle so we can really flesh out some of these things that we're
Yeah,
thinking about.
and then
But
kiss
I
after.
thought, and Jordan, you can tell me if you agree. I thought that they addressed the Kevin Snyder criticism right out of the gates. Okay, oh, we're pissed off because Superman's invulnerable. He's not vulnerable at all. It's not a watchable story because we know nothing's going to happen to him. He's unhurtable. Right out of the gates, vulnerability
Oh,
gets whooped. Right. Then we get a second moment of vulnerability. You guys know what I'm talking about. The interview with Lois Lane. So we get a second moment of vulnerability. And James Gunn's like, okay, if you don't like that he's invulnerable, let me show you all the areas he's vulnerable.
mm-hmm. They got him good.
And then we get very, I think, in the weeds a little bit. But I kind of liked it because it took away from, hey, let's just focus on this being that is only hurt by one element that doesn't exist on Earth. And let's talk about all these other storylines, including a guy that is no one's Brad Pitt being the ladies' man of the entire movie.
Yeah, that was kind of funny, silly.
And the downfall of the villain is social media. Isn't that funny? That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah. The
very,
downfall of the villain and the hero, in a sense, in some ways.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and
they
the hero.
use
And I
they
love
use
the
the modern age well. Yeah,
I love the interpretation of bots online. I thought that was fantastic.
I
yeah.
love that too.
That was good, dude.
When you interpret bots on the internet like that, I'm like, okay, you're easily a popcorn on one right now because that was so creative,
Yep.
like a side by side almost. And like I said, we get a character that who the Black Lantern. What's his name, Josh? I know you know.
The Black Lantern, John Stewart.
John
Yeah.
Stewart. John Stewart's best friend is in this movie, already turned into a metahuman. Now, if you are a fan of Justice League Unlimited, you actually know how this happened. So my curiosity is, are they going to make him friends with John Stewart? Because remember, Guy Gardner does have a movie coming out. Nathan Fillion does have a movie coming out.
What?
Lanterns.
Oh,
Lanterns.
okay. Is he the lead?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And apparently, Nathan Fillion has already come out to the press and said, I drop tons of F-bombs. He said probably more than I've ever done in my whole career.
Great.
For me, I thought this was also a very much a coming of age story. It wasn't an origin story. It was a coming of age story. And the moments that hit me the hardest were the father son moments because there's a lot of those moments that I can relate to, and I think it's relatable to a lot of us that grew up in those 80s times where there wasn't love. You just had to know I loved you. Like you weren't gonna hear it. You just have to know
Yeah.
your dad loves you. Outside of
Yeah.
that, you're just kind of searching, and you can see he was always searching for the wrong father's approval, is what it
Mm,
looked like. And
mm,
it turns out that you don't have to be evil just because the people that created you were evil. You can be
hmm.
good. You can be influenced by the people you keep around you. And I think that was the solid message here is we don't have to keep doing bad for generations just because generations before us did bad. So
Yeah.
for me, get the political commentary out of here, get Ben Shapiro out of here, get all these people that are just going to try to make this a divisive movie when it's not. And let's bring in crypto modeled after James Gunn's dog, by the way.
Oh,
That's a fun note.
shout out to
But
Crypto's owner. I don't want to spoil that, but that was cool.
yeah, let's also tie in Creature Commandos. So, did you guys ever get around to watching Creature Commandos yet?
I've only watched the first episode. I love it. I'm
I,
gonna watch the rest.
I love it. I gave it a popcorn and three. Remember, I thought that
Yeah.
was a perfect cartoon. But they tie in Creature Commandos, they tie in Suicide Squad Part 2, and it's just like you have all of this stuff going on, and then people still have the nerve to go, not enough's fleshed out. No, you're just not paying attention. They
Yeah,
did
dude.
everything. They fleshed
They
everything out,
did
and they
everything.
also paid attention to all the complaints of there's too much origin story. There's too much origin story. Okay, let's cut that right out. They
Yeah,
did
did it.
everything you asked, and you still found things to complain about. Stop it. This was
Yeah.
a near perfect attempt at a Superman movie. A popcorn and two for me.
A popcorn and two. And you know what? I'm sorry not to get too deep, but like talking about extra characters like Guy Gardner and whatnot, like Hawk Girl's in it. Hawk
Hmm.
Girl doesn't have a huge part, but what little part she has is really cool. Like when
Hmm.
she's screaming with the Hawk scream and like, ah! I was like, oh, you better go. But same with Mr. Terrific. I don't think he did a great job. But what's great about it is these characters are in the movie. They have a good part. They don't have to come back. They don't have to come back. So it's nice that they were given a little part. They got to shine, but they can be fleshed out more later if needed. But like I said, they can just be part of the Justice Gang and fall by the wayside too. It's just good writing.
Josh, let's address that really quick. Jordan, I know you're like chomping at the bit. You keep leading it to give your review, and I'm so sorry. Everybody that's saying that hot girl scream was lame, in the comic book, she uses that scream to disorient the enemies. That's why the guys couldn't grab their weapons because the
I loved
scream
it.
is disorienting their thoughts, and she's
Yeah,
macing them to death.
I loved it.
All right, go ahead, Jordan.
Um, this movie. So I took my wife to see it. She knows Superman and knows the very basics of Superman, but doesn't know like Justice League characters. And so
Hmm.
I was in real life that meme of the guy at the baseball game with his
Oh,
girlfriend,
grabbing the
and he's
neck.
like, yeah, like, do you see that little green baby? That's Martian Manhunter. Like, Superman is just a little too boyish for me. Like, and it's one thing if you're trying to do a take on like young Superman, but like that's a grown man playing him. You can't like beef him up later on and make him look
Hmm.
and sound his voice specifically. It's just a very kind of light-hearted, boyish Superman, and you're supposed to believe that at some point in time he is going to trade jabs and be the alpha along with like Batman, at some
Hmm.
point.
Yeah,
So I just,
Okay. Okay.
it
but
just,
But don't you think that introduces that level of conflict, that level of vulnerability, who the character is and how the actor is playing him for when he does face off against like a Batman or a Flash, so we know like, oh,
Yeah.
he's beatable.
Yeah, I would say that this personality of Superman is the exact type of person Bruce Wayne would hate or Batman would hate, which is why it would be perfect.
fair enough. You
It's
guys,
city boy versus country mouse, dude. You know what I mean?
you
Yeah.
guys know this DC depth and even like the Marvel depth for sure, like from actual like the comic books and all that. I just know what I see in the movies. It's very surface level. So I feel like they tried to fit too much hijinks and
Sure. That's a little silly.
Easter eggs into the movie. The
Hmm.
way I've been describing it to everybody's like, oh, how was Superman? And I'm like, it was cute. It was very cute.
It was cute.
It was
Hmm.
very fun. It was very cute.
Yeah.
And then I go, have you seen have you seen Guardians of the Galaxy? Oh, the guy that made that. It's very Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh
That's
yeah.
how I've been describing it. And
Definitely
like,
got the
people are
stamp.
like, and that's met with like, oh, cool, I like those movies. Or it's like, oh, okay.
Right. So it's kind of more of the same, sort of, but James Gunn's a breath of fresh air for me. But
Yeah,
there
no,
is
it's like,
there is a giant part of the internet that's like they don't want DC to become Marvel.
So Zack Snyder, like Jesus, why can't I think of his name? General Zod. When General Zod gets his neck broken, everybody's like, "Oh my God, Superman killed somebody! Superman killed somebody!" James Gunn came right out of the gates and just started murdering people.
yeah.
That's
Mhm.
and you see it happen. Like you see murders happen, which is never you don't see that in DC hero movies outside of Batman: The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And as people who are arguing they don't want DC to become Marvel, they don't want DC getting silly. DC is the sillier of the two. If you take them pound for pound, Marvel versus DC, DC is goofy as hell, dude. Marvel is the one that's gritty and raw. So Marvel getting a little silly is good for Marvel, and DC getting goofy and silly is home base. That's where they're from. It's weird, dude. There was a whole decade where everyone turned it into monkeys just to sell comics.
I thought the Justice Game was ridiculous. And I'm doing that thing again where I enjoyed
yeah.
this movie. I thought this was
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
I liked it, but I'm just
Popcorn
like,
in 5.
I'm shitting on it. The Justice Gang was ridiculous. I would
You didn't like
audibly.
Mr. Terrific?
He was. I didn't. I hated his character until that scene with like where he actually started beating people up and
Oh.
stuff. I was like, okay, cool. Still just hate his
Goddamn,
name,
Mr.
though.
Terrific.
Yeah. But I would audibly sigh or laugh every time the Green Lantern, Nathan Fillion, would come on with his stupid bowl cut. He looked like Stewart from Mad TV.
Yeah.
You
He
remember
fought
that
for that
old
bowl cut.
sketch? Oh my god!
Sorry, kids. Soups couldn't make it, but you got an upgrade.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's the
his dialogue
best.
his dialogue was terrible, and yeah, I was definitely in the middle of that camp. That was just like, what the hell is that Hawk Girl screech? Like,
No, I
okay,
liked it, dude.
okay, if it's
That's a
if
battle
it's,
cry.
it's important and all that to her character and whatever, but it just the execution of it, I think,
I don't
was
know, man.
just goofy.
That was like
Goofy,
some
goofy.
Cree shit, some Cherokee nonsense. You know what I mean? Like that was some bone chillings for me. I was curdling.
Yeah, like you said, the James Gunn shtick, completely recognizable throughout it. A lot of common elements. Little Easter egg here for all you Howard Stern fans, which I bring up from time to time. I am a massive Howard Stern fan. Not that I'm not saying like he's a perfect guy and whatever, he is a scumbag and all that, but
You
big
made us
fan of the
watch
show.
Private Parts.
Yes, big fan of the show. So on a recent episode, there's a character on there who is a redneck from Kansas, and he has conversations with his parents. And basically, they interviewed him. James Gunn interviewed that guy, that personality from Howard Stern, and interviewed his parents to get the inspiration for the Kents, how they talk, their interactions, all of that, because it's like a very
I love them.
beloved part of the show where like it's just this beautiful redneck Kansas,
Yeah,
Midwestern
yeah.
family. Just their love and everything is really cute.
Yeah, I loved her whole style, Martha.
There's somebody on the tube you should watch.
Yeah.
yeah.
You big old mush.
Mush.
The credit scenes are nothing burger, right?
Yeah.
Don't even, honestly, don't bother. Just
Don't
go
bother.
on about your
Like,
day.
What the hell was that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw the first one and I was like, oh. And so I got nervous. I was like, am I really going to wait around for another one of these? So I cheated. I Googled credit scenes and I read it and I was
I
like,
wanted to.
I was like,
It did
because
make
if
me
it's,
chuckle.
I'll read it. I'll
It
read
did
it.
make
and
me
I'll
chuckle.
still,
I'm not gonna lie. In the theater, I
Yeah.
waited, and I was
Okay,
like,
but
that was kind of funny.
One little chuckle. I waited like 20 minutes for that. Come on.
Yeah.
I had to
I'm good.
pee.
yeah. So yeah, this was like a fun movie though. It was enjoyable.
Oh.
I liked it. I'm gonna creep it into a popcorn and 2. I'd say it's more a border of like a 1 and 2 for me.
Yeah, it's a 1-2.
Okay.
This had to succeed, and I think they just threw the kitchen sink at you and made it James Gunn and just gave him
Yeah.
the keys.
When I tuned in to purchase the rental for Hollow Man because I couldn't find it anywhere for free, it said on Amazon Prime, Academy Award nominee, and I said out loud, "For what?"
Special effects,
Before I
I'm
even
sure.
started
Special effects,
watching it. So
yeah.
Jordan, why did you bless us with a Kevin Bacon classic?
So I saw this movie when I was about 6 years old in theater, and that
Mhm.
was wildly inappropriate for my parents to take me to see this movie. But honestly, like I haven't seen this in a really long time. And so I was just like, yeah, I don't think I had any concept of like a lot of what was happening in the
Mm.
movie.
Mhm.
So it was like, but still very gory. Yeah, very inappropriate. But
Well, it's not just gory. The themes are gore,
Uncomfortable.
rape, murder.
yeah, crazy stuff. Quantum everything. Quantum everything.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
quantum this and quantum that. Let's just throw
yeah,
quantum on it. Yeah.
yeah. That's the new
Order.
word of the day.
Yeah. What
We're
do you
going to
want for
confuse the
lunch?
audience just by saying quantum.
Yeah. What do you want for lunch, Hollow Man? I'll have a quantum cheeseburger and quantum fries. Like just everything
Yum
was
yum yum.
quantum. Yeah. But like Josh said, the special effects of this were awesome. I
It
thought
reminded me of a Mortal Kombat fatality.
they were awesome, especially for their time. The veins and the heart and the muscle tissue and all that kind of developing through the gorilla and seeing all that, that was cool. Come on. That was
You're
cool
giving
for
it
its
so much more
time.
credit than I will, but I do take into account that it was made in 2003.
Yes.
No, I'm in full agreement. For 2003, that was amazing.
That was
And
2003, so I was like 9.
even today, I'm like, there's plenty of filters and stuff that they would obviously clean it up these days. Like the
Mhm.
lighting was a little bit off, this was a little bit off, but like overall, it was really impressive even
No,
today.
no,
And
do it with claymation.
what was what a good reason why a lot of it was so well done was because a lot of it was practical. Obviously, the muscles and stuff weren't, but like,
Mhm.
they did so many little tricks, like how he would like splash water, but there's nothing there. There's the parts where he's walking around with the mask on and stuff. He's wearing a blue suit the whole time.
Mhm.
So is a lot of blue suit work, and a lot of the things they do where he's interacting with things is like really smart practical effects, and I have not a clue how it worked out that way. The special effects were so good. Sorry to jump on your
No,
shit,
you're good,
Jordan,
man.
but this movie they made a full, complete slice by slice working 3D model of Kevin Bacon's body, like nerves and all, and it was so well done. It was given to the Smithsonian.
Huh.
Like the universities used it to study.
Yeah, did
So
that
anyway,
include his dong that is constantly being seen in what would you call that? Ultraviolet
yeah,
or
yeah.
heat vision? Yeah.
Big
Uh
old hog.
the what's funny, what tripped me out was like they clearly blew the budget a lot on the veins and the
Hmm.
gorilla morphing invisible and all that. That like when the gorilla is in the cage or like put back in the cage, it is the fakest like person in a gorilla suit. It is so bad. I started cracking up. Um, they couldn't. One, okay, for one, this automatic deduction for brutally killing the dog,
Yeah.
brutally killing a dog.
They had to go to
So,
court over that to prove they
so
Really?
I
didn't
was
actually
explaining.
to prove they
I
didn't
did.
kill that dog.
I was explaining to Anna that that is, I think, a device to show how far his psychosis has gone. Because if you
Yeah,
recall at the beginning of the movie, he was very close to that dog, and he was,
yeah,
petting that dog and letting the dog lick his face. And then you see towards the end what occurs. And I was like, I think that that is their way of a device to utilize in showing, look how far he's gone crazy. Look how mad he's
yeah,
actually gone.
Hmm.
yeah. That was pretty clear, I'd say.
Yeah. Um, and the whole like a big part of the conflict is that they're trying to he's doing these things, but they can't prove he's doing a lot of stuff. But it's
Hmm.
like they're in a lab, they've run his blood. Don't they have like tons of his DNA somewhere to just like go
Well,
places and check? You know what I mean?
you took it so much more scientific than I did. I was like, she knows she didn't undo those buttons. Stop playing.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
and then another point deduction because you don't need to show that much that like a rape is taking place. Like rape
Yeah.
should always be implied in a movie. It's same thing with if people are doing like heroin in a movie and shooting up with needles. Like we don't need to see that much of it. You can just imply it a
Yeah.
little bit better. Like
Yeah.
nobody wants to see that stuff.
Yeah, it's the Scarface chainsaw shower curtain scene. Like, we don't need to see it. Just
Yeah.
show the reaction, show the impact.
Yeah.
This is my favorite
yeah.
because Jordan loves Terrifier, which is famous for showing it.
Yeah, but that's horror gore, like that's different context.
Yeah.
Like this is just like showing like the darkest
Yeah.
things of humanity. Like we don't need to see dogs getting killed, children really getting killed for that matter, people injecting all that, you know what I mean? Rape doesn't need to be shown, can be applied. This movie was so like it comes off as like a low budget kind of like this under straight to blockbuster kind of movie, maybe to us at this time, but this was actually like very culturally big back then.
Yeah.
Like I
No,
remember
yeah, I do.
family members watching it all the time, which is weird.
It's Kevin Bacon. Like
Yeah.
Kevin
our
Bacon,
family
it's
grew
Josh
up on Kevin
Brolin,
Bacon.
and the special effects were crazy.
Yeah, it made it to a Scary Movie 2 parody.
Yeah.
The icebox scene where she's trying to warm him up and, you know, she
Yeah.
builds the whole big machine in the icebox. And yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I didn't remember that. Like, I remember watching Scary Movie 2 and being like, ah, ha, ha, that's funny. And then, then I watched this like, oh yeah, that's what that's from. It's from this movie. Totally forgot. So it's such a popcorn movie. This is a very popcorn movie, but yeah, it was worth like a walk down memory lane, I guess.
Memory lane.
Yeah.
Josh?
Yeah, I'd say popcorn movie. It does hit the marks. I already said the parts that I like, the parts I don't like. The obviously like gross sexual tension between him and the main lead lady from The Boys. Like that was the whole time. I was like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
Like, why is she? What is this? And the God
Elizabeth
complex
Shue.
thing. Blah. Yeah, I love her, but you know. I just didn't like any of it. Maybe the whole thing was uncomfortable.
It was.
They went to a lot of lengths when they could have just tied a bell around his neck, like a cat.
Or put
Yeah.
an electric fence up.
Yeah,
Like
give him a Mardi Gras mask, give him a dog lead, easy.
Yeah.
The whole God complex thing was like way overdone, but it was 90s, so things are way overdone. There's a lot of things that were so 90s. The main example is inexplicably, for no reason, one of the main characters is hanging from one hand down an elevator shaft while an explosion happens.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
was that in every movie? Did they just have a surplus of elevator shafts?
I was like, did I miss the part where the invisibility serum gave him super strength? When did that happen?
Right. Yeah, but it was an enjoyable movie. I had fun watching it. Memory lane, blah, blah, blah. The one thing I'll point out, last week I said I'm going to make every effort to watch as many Kevin Bacons as I can this week. I went through check. I went through everything I could find on Kevin Bacon, and none of them looked appealing to me. I don't like Kevin Bacon.
Tremors?
I mean, that's weird. I like Kevin Bacon. I don't like any of his movies. I think he's got a terrible choice in movies.
Yeah.
He's got a few. He's
You
got
like
a few,
Tremors?
and
I love
obviously,
Tremors.
I've
Yeah,
never
Tremors
seen
is great.
Tremors.
Great movie.
Yeah.
I like
movie.
Sleepers, but I'm not gonna watch Sleepers. That shit is horrifying. Yeah, so like,
Stir of
What was the
Echoes?
other one he made? It was
I don't
Stir
like
of
Kevin
Echoes?
Bacon's. I
Stir
don't
of
like Kevin
Echoes?
Bacon's career. I just don't like his
Stir of
career. I'm
Echoes.
sorry.
He and then he has like The Woodsman or something like that, and all
Yeah.
three of those films, to include Hollow Man in that, have like rapey themes, and I'm like, why does he keep choosing these movies?
Hey, what's going on here? He's got that new show, The Bondsman, but I didn't want to watch it because it's a show. So anyway, popcorn for this.
Popcorn.
Yeah, for me, it's also a popcorn. I've already given much of my review throughout everybody else talking, but the super strength thing threw me, and the joke he tells before he goes in to become invisible, I was like, that should tell you right away what his plan is to utilize this drug for.
Yeah.
Like the joke he told going into it, and even before he's invisible, he gives weird vibes like the whole time. Like
Yeah.
he is consistently being sexually
Are
explicit
you
with his
sure?
verbiage.
Are you
Yeah.
sure you're ready to do this? Yep, can't wait to rape.
Exactly. It was very heavy on those tones. It's like, okay, all right, 90s. You don't need to tell us exactly where the movie is going with every single line of dialogue. Like, we get it. But I will tell you this little tidbit into the way I used to work. I hope I'm not like that anymore. I try not to be. But the sign above his head, "You should be
Oh.
working," I lived by that for
Mm.
like a long time. Like, I was like, you should be working. And it helped me get through college. It helped me get through trainings. It helped me get to where I am in my career as far as business is concerned. And it helps me get to where I want to take this podcast. Oh, never mind. I still do it. I screwed
That's
it
the
up.
problem.
Anyway,
I had the same thing, but mine said jerking. That's why I'm not doing so well.
that's why you have such big calluses, baby.
Yeah, speaking of, I gotta go. I'll be right back.
So Jordan, you're going to carry us this week because it seems like you have the most of what we were watching. So Jordan, why don't you tell the audience what we were watching?
Okay,
Tell
well,
us.
I'm gonna start with the bad. Okay, I'm gonna start with The School for Good and Evil on Netflix. Okay, trying to find a date night movie. Wife wanted some fantasy. She's like, I want to watch like some wizards or some witches or some unicorns or whatever, like some kind of fantasy movie. So I'm like, okay, cool. This has been on my list for a while. It's repelled me the fact that it is very long. This is like a 2.5 hour movie. We watched it in about 2 sittings. So this is very Disney Channel movie for adults. Okay.
Okay.
You get your bootleg Ariana Grande and your bootleg Journey Smollett.
I think it's Smollett.
Whatever.
Who cares?
And then a lot of like the older characters, the mentors and whatnot, are big names. You got Charlize Theron, you've got Kerry Washington, you've got apparently Ben Kingsley is in this. I didn't see him, but apparently he's in this. Kate
He played a
Blanchett,
tree.
maybe. Kate Blanchett, Patty Lupone, Lawrence Fishburne, and Michelle Yeoh. Okay, so this is stacked. It's Mean Girls meets Wicked without the singing. Okay? There's still some dancing and some music and some goofy girly stuff, but no singing. Okay? Terrible CG and costuming, a terrible ham-handed storyline, very predictable. Yeah, the whole thing for a 2.5 hour movie, it's like every single bit was predictable, so it just dragged out. The ending was absolutely terrible. Like, to an extent, you're kind of accepting, like, okay, this is what I got myself into. I expected this to be pretty cheesy, and whatever, but the ending just was off the absolute deep end. Was so corny, so bad. Okay,
Did everybody hug and sing Kumbaya?
Pretty much. It was very like, oh, girl boss, girl who run the world, girls who run, like it was hardcore, man.
I'm mad. I'm angry.
Yeah. It was. This is a popcorn. Don't watch it. 2.5 hours of life wasted.
So roll into a good one. What was after that?
Okay, so this was fun. This was a fun, scary movie. This was Until Dawn. Okay. Based
I'm looking
on
forward to this because I actually saw the trailers and there was like some elements of Evil Dead. There's some elements of video
found
games because
footage?
it's based on a video game too.
Yeah.
So
based on a PlayStation video game that I have maybe heard of, but like I'm curious now to see what the actual gameplay of this is like. Something I probably should have watched
they have
YouTube
3,
on.
man.
Do
They
they?
have 3. They have this one. They have one that's like a werewolf game that I actually played all the way through, and they've got great actors voicing these characters. It's a pretty cool series.
And they're
Dead by
working on
Daylight is
a
the other one.
they're working on a fourth. Dead by Daylight's great, but they're working on a fourth one, and it's like a tie-in with Nintendo. It's like Until Donkey Kong.
Until Dawn. That's what I thought you were going to say at first.
No, that was Kevin Bacon and Hollow Man.
Yeah. It's an interesting take on teen horror tropes and like the whole time loop trope that we're into these days. Hopefully that kind of dies and comes back. Odessa A. Zion, okay, is one of the characters. As she is the daughter of somebody named Pamela Adlon. Okay, stay with me. Who is a voice actress If you look her up, Pamela Adlon, you'll be like, oh yeah, I know that lady. She's the voice. She's an actress I've seen in like some TV shows and stuff, but incredible voice actress. Odessa is her daughter, who's one of the stars in this, and she is remarkable in many ways. I want to see her in every movie. Every single movie I want her cast in, okay? The main girl's name is Clover, which is crazy obnoxious. It takes
White
you
girl?
out of Yes, her name is Clover, and it takes you out of every like scary tense moment that there's happening, and they're like, "Oh my God, Clover, where are you?" And it's like, God, why? There's a psychic girl who's
That's
just like,
not Clover.
no. There's a girl who has some kind of psychic ability, or she's touched by psychic energy or something. I don't know. There's a guy there's this hell house that they're trapped in. Okay, and the premise is they have to survive in it until daylight, until dawn. And every
You
night,
mixed up the two games, Dead by
Yeah.
Daylight until dawn.
whatever, they die. If they die, then once every one of them, it's a group of teens, once they all die, the night resets and they start over, and every night, so that way they can't just, let's just do this differently, kind of like the typical time loop thing. It's a different kind of creature or thing trying to kill them.
Okay.
And one of the things we learn, which is stupid in general, you're in this hell house, and are you going to go and drink the tap water at the evil hell house? No. But one of the ways that they try to get around this is they all lock themselves in the bathroom, which is like, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Barricade one room. But of course, they get thirsty, and so they're all just passing around a glass of tap water, and you're like, that's going to kill you. That is obviously going to kill you.
How
And
does that kill 'em?
it makes their heads explode. Yeah.
Because it was so good, though. That's why.
Yum, yum, yum.
Yeah, it's just inexplicable. There's no
Was this-
reason.
Was there fluoride in this?
Yeah. It's absolutely
Kennedy's gonna be
ridiculous.
pissed.
But look, this is a cool, really fun teen horror movie.
Cool.
Like I don't know much about the video game franchise, but I'm sure they did their absolute best to like stick to this kind of source material, and
It sounds like it.
they pulled off something that could have been really, really awful.
Mm-hmm.
This was cool. This was scary. It was fun. It was funny. It was self-aware. I thought this was cool. I give it a popcorn and 1.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what's
Is it
up.
going in your Halloween bag? The ones because you say
Absolutely.
you watch a scary movie. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'll definitely show this to people that come over for some Halloween movie night. I'll be like, let's put
Okay.
this on and watch it. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
That's good to hear. I watch Heads of State on
Ooh.
Amazon, so it's their new movie with John Cena and Idris Elba.
The
And
Big Head Gang.
let me tell you this: all hail the return to cheddar. Because this movie was cheese.
Yeah.
We might have even had a little Harrison Ford. Get off my plate. Like it was so cheesy, but it was like literally like Anna was mad that she watched it, so Anna was coming in and out.
Oh,
of the
that
room
means
while
it's
watching
great.
it.
Honestly.
But I was cracking up laughing. Like the dialogue between Idris Elba, the chemistry, and John Cena was there. Like it was they were going off of each other. You believed like in the emotions they were trying to convey about each other. It was funny, and like the one-liners were funny. And John Cena is going to pass the rock as an action star if he keeps delivering like this, because his comedic timing is so good. And some of the things, like, I don't want to spoil it, but he keeps getting called Utterface, and you'll find out why when you watch the movie. But Idris Elba goes, "Yeah, whatever, Utterface." It's making me laugh so hard, and it's kind of a play on if a movie star was to become the president of the United States.
Yeah.
Not a terrible reality television star, but like an actual movie star.
Right.
Like if Arnold was able to go from, which he's not because he's not American born,
The
from
Rock.
the governor of California to the president, like this is what it would look like. And they play into it and they lean into it, and the movie knows what it's doing. It knows itself. And I'm not telling you this is amazing cinema. It is over the top, ridiculous action with some Priyanka Chopra thrown in there because she's a great actress, you know. Idris is great too. Like they do such a funny job of like, hey, we're in this really cheesy action movie. We're gonna have over the top explosions, over the top deaths,
Hmm.
over the top survivals, and you're going to enjoy every minute of it. And I was just being honest. I was like, I didn't like that. I was like, I did. I don't know why I liked it, but it was funny. It hit the spot. It was exactly what I was expecting from this movie. In fact, it was more because I was expecting a bad movie. And I was like, but it's Idris Elba, it's John Cena, it's Priyanka Chopra, like it's got to be, and it was good. It was good. So I'm gonna give this one for an action movie, not for incredible cinema. It's not winning any Oscars, but for just an action movie available on Amazon for free, a popcorn and two.
You say popcorn
Nice.
too? Wow.
So
Well,
they fight a bunch of breakdancing Belarusians, if that gets you into it.
that was it. That was the one
Yeah.
thing I was going to tip me over into it for sure. No, I love Idris Elba. I love John Cena. Priyanka Chopra's fun to look at. Hey,
That
Jordan,
was like
why don't you?
Jordan Light there. That was Jordan Light. I'm used to Jordan making this.
Jordan,
Jordan,
you want to hit us?
Yeah, so this movie, oof, 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 oof. This was, I think I would like to say, my new scariest movie of all time. In
Ooh.
many of ways, just cinematically, everything. Okay, for me, before the prior to this, it was Hereditary that I would call the scariest movie of all time. Just for it has the perfectly timed ratio of like some jump scares, just
Yeah.
the sense
A
of
lot of white
dread.
knuckle.
Yeah, the sense of dread that just is just in you the entire movie. Yes, very gritting your teeth. Ugh, kind of stuff going on here throughout this movie. This is, I think, my new scariest movie of all time for me. Okay,
okay, I'm
stamp
excited.
it. Oof. Okay. It is the producers of Talk to Me. Okay, so it's very Australian. Takes place in
Mhm.
Australia, I believe. It's very
1 point off.
Australian. Yes, very Australian. And that's the way I'm describing this movie to people: is it's Hereditary meets Talk to Me. Okay,
Okay.
Mhm.
yeah, very spooky. A lot of different kind of spirit, some kind of supernatural elements taking place here. Uh, just yeah, dread, jump scares, all that. Okay,
What's it called?
steps. It's called Bring Her Back. Did I not say that?
Oh.
Yes. Oh my
You never said
God.
it. I was like, so tell us about it. What is it?
Let me let me
Drum
bring it
roll.
back. Let me bring it back. The movie is called Bring Her Back. Okay, bring her back. Bring her back. Bring her. Step siblings.
Can you
Okay.
not do that ever again? You sounded like a terrible frat boy.
I didn't like it.
Oh god. Okay, the step siblings are the stars of this movie, one of whom is blind. Okay? They come home to their dad dead in the shower. Okay? And they end up in the care of Sally Hawkins, who you know, Oscar-winning actress from The Shape of Water. Okay, the main girl who falls in love with the fish man. And she has major boundary issues and gaslighting issues and is trying to bring her dead daughter back by any means necessary. Okay, like using a boy who is what they call him in the movie. This is a quote: a effing weirdo. Okay, effing weirdo. Think 11 from Stranger Things and Smeagol. Okay, mixed together. This is a odd looking child.
Stinky.
Yeah. She uses him in a ritual. This kind of demonic, obviously demonic ritual going on. That you never fully get an explanation of where it come from, its origin, how exactly it works. You get some, but a lot is left to the imagination. Okay. What you do know is very, very unsettling. Okay. It is very like it's bad. Like I mentioned, like it's almost an automatic point deduction, like the terrible mistreatment of children
Mm,
type of thing. It's
I don't
heavily
like it.
child involved. Yeah. It's a consistent building of just tension that builds towards this shocking graphic terror at the end. Okay.
Mm.
It's about an hour and 45 minutes, so it's not that long, but the last 45 minutes is balls to the wall. How can this get worse? And it just keeps getting worse. And but never it's never corny or like too much. It's just like,
Josh
oh my
will
god,
never watch it the way you're describing it.
yeah,
Josh does
it's
not
like,
like to be scared.
I'm way out.
yeah, this is getting
Way out.
scarier and scarier and just more dreadful by the 10-minute mark. Every 10-minute mark, it's not going to end well for anybody in this movie. Not a single solitary character is going to have like some kind of cathartic moment, some kind of like, oh, good for them. No,
Yeah.
that is not the movie you're getting in this. In the very talk to me sense. When watching Talk to Me, that feeling that you had throughout that, like, nobody's going to get this happy ending. Nobody's going to walk away from this unscathed. Okay.
Was the ending good though?
Yes. Yes, this was a good movie. I consulted. Immediately after watching this movie, I got on the horn with fellow horror enthusiasts and consulted and felt the same thing. It's slightly predictable. It doesn't. Nothing feels original.
Horror friends. Can we just
Yes.
address that? You just have a group of horror enthusiasts that you have, like, is it a group chat you guys all have?
Yes, I have a couple.
No, they have solo cups with strings tied to them.
They're the pumpkin buckets from Halloween.
Yeah. I write a message with a quill and pen, and I tie it to a raven, and I send it to them. It's nothing is original, but they just do so many things well. Like a lot of unoriginal ideas, they execute them a lot better than you've seen in the past.
Good.
So this is a great. It's just a good. It's very cinematic. The dialogue is fantastic. I gave Hereditary a popcorn and 3, and I believe like I gave Talk to Me. I think I gave it a popcorn and 3. This is popcorn and 3 horror. This
Popcorn
is
and 3
3 level horror movie. Yes,
I do want to see it. I do, and I saw Talk to Me. I didn't like it as much as you did, but I trust your judgment as it pertains to horror because I did enjoy Terrifier. It made me laugh. Like it did make me laugh quite a bit when I was in the theater, and I was like, this is outrageous. So Bring Her Back is now on my list of films to see.
Okay.
Yeah, those Aussies, they know horror, man. They're doing it right.
Yeah.
What was Josh
they live
watching?
it every day. I only watched one thing, and it was something I've been wanting to watch for a while, just because it was just around, and I was like, well, why haven't I watched that yet? I watched one called Upgrade. I think it's a 2018 film, and it kind of bombed. Kind of seems like it just fell by the wayside. It came out around the same time as that one Vin Diesel movie that bombed also, Bloodshot or something.
Bloodshot, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was a weird movie.
Yeah, and I don't know if it is based on a graphic novel, but it definitely has the vibe, just like Bloodshot and a lot of these kinds of movies. Maybe it's even, you might even say it's like Redbox material, but it's good. So it's a movie that's set in the near future, near enough to where it's far, you know what I mean? Like Total Recall kind of thing, where like there's a lot of world building showing you what life is like now with AI and all this, but it's 2018, so they do a pretty good job of like predicting, self-driving cars, things like that. And of course, the movie's about AI and robotics and cybernetics gone wrong, right? The main guy loses his wife in
It
a
always
RoboCop.
does.
Yeah. There's a RoboCop style accident where he loses his wife and he goes quadriplegic. Because of some thugs, and because of the quadriplegic stuff, he can't move, of course, and then someone offers him a little computer chip to go in his spine and lets him walk around. But then, everything's working fine, but then he finds out the spine little attachment widget, he calls it a widget, can talk to him. It's an AI program that's working with him to help him move his body, and inevitably solve the murder of his wife. They go after the thugs that, pretty cool concept. Not anything particularly new, but the way they do it's kind of fresh. There's a lot of cool camera work. A lot of camera moving with the character. Like when he does a cartwheel, the camera does a cartwheel, that kind of thing. And it's not too much to make you want to vomit. They do it pretty well. Really cool fight scenes because the character is not doing kung fu. He's letting a robot move his body. So he's moving extremely direct and very efficiently. And like, for instance, when he punches, he's just moving the arm. He's not doing a full swing, stuff like that. And the robot can control everything from neck down. So when a bad guy like punches at his face, the robot moves his head to dodge it and moves it back, like doing the robot dance. It's like really cool fight scenes. Then he has to like let the robot take control for those things. You know what I mean? Anyway, cool concepts. Very interesting ending. It doesn't end the way you think it's going to go. probably. There's an Elon Musk type character in it. I'm not saying that for a good or a bad thing. It's just like, oh, this guy's obviously Elon Musk. Um, the ending reminded me a little bit of Repo Man, if you can get your hands around that. And that's not a good thing. But they did it better than Repo Man, if that makes any sense. Yeah, so not a happy ending. I give it a popcorn and 1, because it wasn't bad. I liked every part of it, and I would watch it again.
Yeah, this was like a time period, like, I don't know, 2-3 years, maybe 1-2-3 years, where they were doing this a lot. This was like a movie that was being remade, like in a different way. Like they had Guns Akimbo with Daniel Radcliffe, where it was like the same movie. They had Hardcore Henry with Charlton Copley, which was like that first
you think it was
movie.
like a lot of the cool camera work I was talking about was done with an iPhone. So you think it was like with the advent of this new iPhone that came out, everyone was making all this, look what we can do.
Wasn't Ex Machina like around that time frame too? Maybe 3 years later?
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
No.
Also a video game.
Jordan, you got one more?
Well, I don't have too much to add. The Old Guard 2, okay, had a lot of people asking me, have you seen the Old Guard? Have you seen the Old Guard? And I'm like, no, the new one? No, I haven't seen it yet.
The new Old
Guard? The first one.
The Old Guard?
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, I guess people are late to this one a bit, is what I'm getting. But this was fine for the sequel. This was a movie that like everybody, myself included, like wanted more of, like a sequel. But it just, again, like I think it's the thing like Josh complained or we complained about again, like we don't want a movie where the guys have powers and they're just powerless. Like they're just trying to get their powers back the whole time.
How are you still explaining a story in part 2? Like why are we still doing story explanation in a sequel? Yeah.
It's like just exposition. Like, oh yeah, we just left this stuff out conveniently from part 1 that should have been addressed back then. Yeah, exactly. The whole movie, how to give her powers back. It's a very surface level, vague explanation. Like, oh, all you got to do is conveniently get hurt by so and so, and you just give it to them. Just give it to them. Just give it back to her. You know, just give it back. There is not enough Charlize versus Uma showdowns. There's not enough Uma showdowns in period. And Uma, while I do like her as an actress and all that, really I felt phoned it in for a check for this movie. She was bland.
Well, she was definitely not acting her tail off. She definitely she could have been very
like
Kill Bill.
Plus.
Are they what?
She could have been Kill Bill. Like she could have summoned the Kill Bill. Like the character is a Kill Bill style character. It's a bride style character, and she just was kind of like, "Yes, I'm in this movie and I'm getting a paycheck."
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, very bland. It just needed, I think, a little bit more action and more plot development, and just all around needed more. It needed more of something and everything. It was fine though. Like I got through it. I didn't feel like, oh God, I want to stop this. But I was just
on the action scenes. Like I don't want to just I don't just want to bend over and defecate on it. Like the action scenes were okay.
The one that was terrible was the training scene where we first realized like what this whole power is that the new girl has and all that. That was so slowly executed and choreographed terribly. I was like, what is this?
Charlize Theron against her best friend up against the truck. That was pretty
cool.
good.
That was really cool. Yeah. But just again, too much talking, too much feelings, too much exposition. Like we've already hashed all this out, most of it in part 1. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. I give the Old Guard I'm going to creep it into a popcorn and 1.
Okay.
Yeah, it was cool action stuff.
Action stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that, bro.
If you guys have been following my drunk classics, you know that I do kind of an eras thing. I'm on that Taylor Swift beat. Okay, I'm going like 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and then I have a modern classic. So Jordan choosing Hollow Man threw a wrench into what I was going to choose as my modern classic this week. So I had to pivot. So this is not necessarily one of my favorite movies, but what I will say is this is a movie that I do stop on all the time, and I finish the movie every single time. And it's got Ryan Reynolds in it, it's got Eisenberg
Oh
in it,
no.
it's got Kirsten Stewart in it, but it's not an
No.
action movie. This is Adventureland.
Adventureland. Oh yeah, I like this movie.
Okay, let's watch
Pleasant.
Adventureland.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
kind of a gloomy comedy.
Yeah, it's
Teen angst, dude.
yeah, it's a very teen angst movie, but there's lots of like funny one-liners in it that'll hook you. The will they, won't they storylines that exist within this are very interesting. The older guy that wasn't able to escape his high school persona storyline is interesting in this.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well, we got a problem here, guys.
what's that?
Yes.
We have Smurfs.
Oh,
We
God.
have I Know What You Did Last Summer, which I didn't know was happening.
Yeah.
It's got Jennifer. It's got all the originals too. It's got Freddie Prinze and Jennifer in it.
Wow. And we have Eddington, which looks great, but it's a Paul Thomas Anderson film.
It's an Ari Aster film as well, which is weird. Which I hope you guys are going to at some point watch Beau is Afraid, because woo, that is
try.
something to talk about. That is a freaking spectacle. Yeah. So
Well, Smurfs is out, right? Nobody's watching Smurfs.
no,
No,
Over the
we're
age of
doing the
10?
reboot. I think
No.
we're doing the reboot.
I know what you
Okay,
did last
well,
summer. Yeah.
Well, if I get a chance, I'm going to be watching Eddington, but
Yeah,
we'll
it's not
do
playing
a
here.
double.
I would love
Okay.
to watch Eddington too, but it's just not playing here. So
Yeah.
Eddington
can't
is
believe
2.5 hours, by the way.
Yeah, it's a
if it's
big
good
one.
though, I'm into that. Like if it can,
It looks
if you have a
it
film,
looks
that can,
good.
Yeah, if they can carry 2 hours, 2 hours or more. I'm into that. If you have a film
Yeah.
that you know for a fact you should edit it down.
Well, knowing Ari Aster, it is going to be weird and very uncathartic. You are not going to get a clear ending. It's going to be
Oh,
very
yeah, sure.
interpretive.
It looks very Coen Brothers
Yeah.
kind of thing, but not funny.
see.
Okay, so let's
I know what you did last
let's hit it.
summer.
I know what you did last summer.
Yeah, I'm not certain. I know what you did last summer is a satisfying end to this, but it has come to an end. So anyway, thank you for joining us each and every week. As always, we'll see you at the movies. You bring the popcorn, and we got the beer.